Whatever this Borak sandwich is, it's got hamburger in it. And yes, I put all that in there. I'm gonna just get a little tad bit serious, y'all. I got my PlayStation controller with me because there are more serious games that I could play for money. Like, not just the Mech Arena. And so I was gonna get right on them. So they kind of stuffed some of that good bread. No, the kind that looked like it was cooked, with a brick oven. But I don't think it tastes like much. On the outside, I gotta dig in. I think something like this. I was expecting a firm meat patty in there and not just like shepherd's pie kind of ground beef. My mom's in there getting ready to cook chicken, steak, baked beans, and red skin potatoes. But I got my own food. Well, hi, honey. I summoned the master in 2025 to give me strength to overpower Americans Got Talent so I can pursue a career that doesn't sabotage my face for putting other people's music with my voice. So I'll be a bully here until that time arrives. Eating stuff that you'd think homeless people can't warm up. And adding condiments that you think homeless people wouldn't eat. And having resources that you think homeless people wouldn't have. Like a family. To come home to. I'm telling you, I've been craving this Arizona juice for a little while now. It's about time to act on it. While I polish this up right here. Well, that was lovely. Okay, so look, that was she got. Oh my goodness. And since I've been clean, staying in my area away from everybody I can touch whatever I won't. And mom don't have to worry about this light being too bright now. Oh my goodness. The trio from the Mio. Now the gate is gone and she still thinks she should not. I make sure many don't do that because I think that's the Illuminati daring them not to know right from wrong. Even though my mom puts those training pads there. It's like, damn, is she working on the younger dogs now? Like, come on. Like I see younger dogs.
Turn off the potato?
Right here. Oh, I could turn off the potatoes. You told me to turn off the potatoes, but the baked beans aren't on at all. Well, Rick usually gets here or comes downstairs right before I leave on my own, so he might be showing up right now because I'm finna leave. Everything's charged. My latest video is uploaded except for the one I'm doing now.
I don't know how long it's gonna be going.
All my stuff is charged. I'm gonna get a blow up tent, a solar panel, pay my phone bill, and if I could do that carport thing and put that stuff back there, that would be great because I would stay out of your way the whole winter.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I just need to be allowed to come and go from that gate when I want
That's not good.
to go to Dylan's,
Because
the grocery store.
So,
Okay, so then we don't have to, I could do that in the morning. I don't have to leave at night or anything. It's not like I could go to Dollar General or Dollar Tree at night. I have to not eat at night. Last night, since I know how long it took me to use the bathroom, I didn't have to go to the bathroom the whole time I was in that rental. And I barely ate a thing. I think I stopped at a Murphy gas station that's in front of Walmart's all over the East Coast. I grabbed me Taco Bell and I came back and parked there and ate after I got gas. I paid for some of my gas with the money I got from playing games. I had like $7. And on my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, I could load those gift Visa cards onto my Samsung wallet and use the NFC card reader to pay. And then delete the gift cards when they're empty because it doesn't let me reload the same card number. So I had those debit cards saved up. I think I still got an email with more. So I'll just have to look for the card numbers that I haven't used. But I cleared those first because I'm like, I don't know when I'll reformat my phone and have to reload, and those prepaid debit cards that Lord knows how I got them onto my Samsung wallet in the first place because the iPhone didn't let me do that. I did my research on the Samsung and Android phones, and something came up when I searched why does my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra hurt my dog's eyes. So it says to turn off the ultraviolet blue lights and put on the natural tones and use my adaptive brightness, or basically turn the brightness down at night. And I like to turn my phone off while I'm asleep anyway, and all that really does help, because it's really worth it more to have my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra with my neat stylus that charges itself in the port. And I double check all the time to make sure I don't lose it. Like, even when I remember it, I'm just like, like right now. I don't even want to buy a backup one for the dresser drawer. And we need to get some new bowls. I need to have a bowl that's level so I can put a water bowl in that, and then Minnie could drink from completely clean water containers that I buy from the cold food aisle in Dillon's. But yep, I want to go to Dollar Tree, get me an Arizona juice. I don't like shopping at Dollar General because I think it holds my poop in for as long as it can. And I like what I show you this picture of this tree that's spreading apart at the top. We had to move our tent. It sounded like a lightning strike. I was like, oh my God, what is this? And then luckily it's falling right and the branch is staying tall to the left, but I used the hay to block the wind flow, but it looked like one day I had to use my leg to keep the poles from breaking. That wind just came so strong. Where I'm at right now, I ain't worried about branches or the wind at all. And I want to grab a little cat tent because that black cat might still come over there every once in a while. And then they sleep on top of the hay bed. And then I'm seeing a pair of glowy eyes. And I'm like, oh, it's a black cat over there. And Minnie ain't barked at it yet. I gotta check the tent every time I go in there just to make sure nothing crawled in there. I don't want to get bit in my sleep or anything, and I just don't want to leave Minnie stranded, dying or something, where she'd starve or of thirst. And all that. Nala, what you looking at me for like that? Are you next to bother and talk to all day long? Ears over there looking like Kill Malfoy for Harry Potter.
Gotta go to sleep, yeah?
What he gonna do?
Go.
Sleep so he can go outside? Okay. So there's one Equinox that been stalking me right now. Here's a whole new other Equinox trying to core NER me, huh? This is how they say it's justice to make me throw my dog in the garbage. They have a basketball goal on top of a silver Honda Accord. So I think the silver Honda Accord just means that it silver snitches on the internet. Now Equinoxes is like haunting me everywhere. Guy had an Equinox too. His was metallic blue. So way back in the early 2000s, my brother Jamie had a this house right here, just down the street from my mom's. They made their house with lights at night that are bright. The color my mom's house used to be when we bought it. This place used to be a car repair shop before my Equinox broke down. Now they're like kitchen countertop stuff. I don't even know why I said the word cable. Cables for people in hospitals. So we gotta dodge those two lights that are up there at night. All of a sudden cars come around the corner when I cut off my camera. Try to not walk behind this liquor store or near it at all. And I don't have anything to do with Metro by T-Mobile, Subway, or none of that. There go another Equinox. There's the Caribou deer, and then there's an older Corolla that's gonna taunt me about that. I think they're gonna try to use my memory against me, and if I don't remember most of the stuff that happened to me, then how would I know I didn't molest my nephew or a boy? Equinoxes all day long. Well, I know a Royal Blue Evoque owns that Vietnamese pho restaurant over there. And I don't eat the Mexican food because it kind of like drugs me. It makes me spend where I'm broke by the end of the week. Like, so I had ate some baked chicken and potatoes and stuff from my mom. And then that kind of what set me sail with the Uber Hertz rental. So, yep, they whack boys with that rev. Thank God the street lights ain't on right now. It's daytime. You know what's so funny? They think they gonna change the hue. Walk sign, y'all. So I hate looking for cars and stuff because it makes me feel old enough to be taunted. And I think they had already moved that Tesla out of the way. But I just want to have one more look because it said dual motor. It didn't say like all-wheel drive, but if it does have all-wheel drive and long range on it, I don't know if I like want them to have like my credit information. I feel like this neighborhood has seen me for a little while too long, not really do anything but camp, and I don't know if I'm allowed to snitch, like how I get put to square one again. But look, 30,000, a 2018 could be 16,000, but if it's an all-wheel drive, which I can't seem to figure that information out. Like, dual motor ain't really gonna help. Like, how am I supposed to know it's an all-wheel drive, y'all? Like, as far as I'm concerned, it's a Model 3 2021. I gotta do some research on it real quick, because I'm sure, like, if people ain't gonna buy this because somebody in the neighborhood wants it, I could have this thing by January. From here in this lot, probably March. I don't know. 30,000. That's let me just ask with the quickness to get there over with. So I don't know if my internet taking too long, and it's Saturday, but they look closed, and then they moved the car. So I think every little move they make, they're just making sure that if I don't want to go to Hard Spring, they could pull off the craziest Illuminati chokehold in history. So I'm just gonna show y'all that I don't have a bunch of keys in my coat. Just many, because they use the rev to snitch. People can't snitch what a Range Rover is. That's how lucky I think revs are. But yeah, if they ain't doing me dirty, come buy their cars and leave me the Tesla. I like Money Town because this was where I bought my first clean, brand new, used, it was prestige, barely used, Ruger LCP. That was like a 380. And I got caught up for something, and Wichita lets you WAP your cases, and if they're like your first and only offense, but I went and pawned my gun, tried to get it back, and it was like I couldn't do it after that. So I'm browsing, maybe looking at your audio gear, your game gear, and your bicycle. I've been looking for a tricycle, like a with a basket and everything on there for an adult, though. Yeah, and then like a bike with a motor. I'm like finally ready to get something like that. And then maybe an iPad 13 inch Air. Like over here would be great. But that's all. So my mom's gonna let me do this camping thing in the backyard, and so these might be really cool to use. I said last year was a complete flop. Like people in life are given one chance, and the way I blew mine was like, can't do that when you don't have anybody to fall on. So I think this year I could save up $8,000 the way I'm living, and I really want to buy the Tesla from the lot I bought that 2017 Chevy Cruze from, because that was when I worked at Domino's back in 2019. Mind you, this coat is none of it. This is just a whole nother coat my mom bought off of a magazine or something, but she let me put $2,000 in cash in 2 weeks. I still drove the car off the lot when I traded in that 2010 Cobalt. See, when the pandemic started, I was driving a red 2010 Chevy Cobalt working at Circle K with red logo. So I really think that I made it because it was when I really knew what gas was. And so if I've been painting the picture there, those reds think they be getting away with something. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like there. Okay, is that even Bluetooth? Yes. Oh no, I like that, but I don't know if you can mix sound off with it, but hold up. Yeah, look at this Italian syrup over here. I bet you they got Italian cream soda, but a nigga ain't trying. So I was gonna do some research on the Tesla with the VIN number, and I decided, why should I pay $1 to that report? Because I'm gonna get paper trail on that. I don't even know if I can buy it yet. Like, I need it to be all-wheel drive and long range, and so far dual motor means all-wheel drive. I don't believe that, but it says one wheel in the front, one wheel in the back, both at an angle. So one could be on the left top and one could be on the back right, which makes that an all-wheel drive. Then I was like, I got along with the Atlanta, Georgia, Chevy Bolt EUV. It was like a 2023 in 2024. And I got along with it. It was cool. It was just your driving habit. It wasn't battery degradation. But I really want that extra battery to sit by cars still and mix videos and music and beat battery degradation and also not run out of juice, because then that once you get zero, who knows what kind of batteries are stopping batteries from going bad when you drain them completely out. My Samsung Galaxy made me drain it completely one time. I was so mad at that. So it's mainly about, after all these years on the road and stressing more about having a complete new life with that money, not just stable income, but like, I don't know if the world's gonna let me do that again. It was kind of, everything happened until I would have known what to do with the money. Get a Tesla, get an RV camper, hurry up and lock down an apartment. Ever since I didn't keep up with Minnie's dental deep cleanings. Now, ever since I didn't keep on that one and nail the top 3, it's been like hell, whether the car my mom gave me is free, or whether I'm using a rental that's paid for the whole week with the insurance, or what had happened to my Equinox when I filed a claim and I had the Chevy Malibu for a whole month. It felt like 2 months, but I literally only needed like $50 to get that car from the rental, and I have been all over the place with it, and I was doing Uber driver account stuff on it too, because man, I remember a whole bunch of people I met in that car. And the Tim Dobbs South Carolina version, he works at a phone cellular company, but they actually do something with the network towers, and I probably see it too much. But all I know is I was just the Uber driver for his friend, because I'm like, well, I'm thinking, what am I waiting on? This guy has the truck door open. I don't want to just get randomly late. I know it don't work like that. I looked on the ground. There was a big tarantula. And so I didn't say anything about anything I saw. And I think I took that dude to the airport. And I had a couple of awesome rides. Like this family that had their car break down. I had to take them from right out of Columbia, South Carolina to Charlotte, North Carolina. So that was fun. So those were good memories. And then my claim got denied because he found a loophole with that little fake ass repair shop shit. And nothing I said mattered. And I didn't know how to take him to Silver Court for a small claims issue. It's so if people piecing together a small claims issue and you need a big time attorney for just to sue people for $6,000, yeah, that's BS right there. So I took it as that was one of the people that didn't want me to go to prison, that knows that there's people in this world who fleet together and put their victims in the prisons that they're near where they sabotaged them, and it's really you against other people's words. So I really think that me having a California tag on there really just meant that I wasn't nothing but a snitch. And right after Iowa City, Iowa, you know, I was dropping people off all through Iowa and kind of locked down Iowa City because I liked Davenport. Like, it was literally just like 15, 30, 45 minutes between Iowa City and Davenport. There's something spying on me over there. I don't think I want to go to Dollar Tree today because it's Saturday the 8th in November of 2025. And I think they need to kidnap me and say I just knew I lost. And then that would be what the 8 meant. And then what gets people so crunked up about, excuse me, I even got a middle school friend named Devin Crump. I think she's gonna be taunted by me calling it getting crunked up. But I think people are gonna get rowdy because when a gay would rather eat than sex and romance a man, it's no different than wanting to fight a man when you're trying to be a girl and then something go wrong. And then, you know, I think they can make anything out of the situation. I'm like 5'7" and I'm basically 5'6". I know they could turn around and make me look like the aggressor. And then when you can't snitch on Range Rover, they make it look like it shrunk you a little bit after. And then if you're always nothing but a child molester, aka faggot, they might do the crime in their body and soul swap into you by looking you in the eye. And I think that's something that can only be done by people who didn't molest children. And then they know how to break their body and put you in that as a prison sentence. And yes, that is creepy. And yes, I think that is real. And yes, I think the pandemic is on their way to justifying against that creepy ass shit. And I really think that when you're gay and you're gonna be alone in your life and you get nothing but a dog, and then I get nothing but an exotic miniature Doberman Pinscher, y'all. And so people gonna sit there and act like they don't notice how much I love my dog. And then that be why we sitting here in a field being alone. So I don't let the Illuminati snitch I start getting rich once I lose my dog. It ain't gonna work like that. They gonna try so hard. I don't think I need to know what my dog's last life was if I don't need to know what mine was. And if I feel like those people think this is the life they made of mine this lifetime, I don't need to know any of that. We are doing fine and peaceful right now, and everything became the way it was. And I don't always just want to sit back and relax. I kind of do, but there's ways that you can make money, even for older people. There's ways you can sit back and make money and not just completely rely on your Social Security benefits to deem you incompetent or disabled in any way, shape, or form. Cause bitch, I ain't calling it mentally challenged. I'm calling it financially challenged, stressfully challenging. Like, I'm like, there's something for me But as far as getting into fast food, I've already done all this stuff. And whether I get a TB test every year, every 6 months, every 3 months, or not, it is always scary to wonder what kind of diseases people are exposing themselves to. And I feel very comfortable never having to work at Walmart, never having to work at McDonald's, never having to work at a gay bar, and never having to work as a waiter. And never having to work around people. And then the pandemic virus made it so much easier. And then, you know, I don't ever want to go out of the United States. Like, it's hard enough. I don't want to go to New York. I have no business being in Louisiana. I have no business being in New Jersey. I have no business being in Wisconsin. I have no business being in Montana. I have no business being in the Dakotas. I have no business being in Oregon. I have no business being in Washington. And I've been to Texas. I don't drive in it. Like, I've only had to wait at the Greyhound in Dallas a couple of times. And it's like every time I go to Columbia, South Carolina, my dad magically knows I'm finna show up. And then him and my brother look like they ready to infuse me with the tray injection. And they look like they want to poke an eye out, so I have to put a marble camera in my shit. And then they can see what I be idiosyncrasy I be flinching at. So I'm trying to told you, the Southeast where I was born there. So that's the neck of the woods that I never need to be in. That was what all my little freedom fighting magic comes from. And so, you know, they go 50 times harder in South Carolina. And then they think they 50 times more wicked in Wichita, Kansas. And then, you know, the pretty neck of the deserts over there is some pretty motherfuckers themselves. And I ain't fucking with that all day long. So, this is just where God put me. And when them motherfuckers want some, they finna go to Hort Spring for retards, bitch. Because I ain't playing with you, homie. Here looking pretty already. Don't need to be fucking with these crackhead motherfuckers. Y'all don't know shit about me. I don't know shit about drugs. I don't want to know the first thing there is about that shit. So go get your little Illuminati chokehold death grip and go put it on your girlfriend, bitch, and go fuck that shit up. Because I ain't your girlfriend, I ain't your trophy retard, and I ain't gonna help you make none of that shit you fucking with look real. And I hope you a single lonely bastard with y'all motherfuckers thinking y'all legal, y'all hooligans, y'all outraged the law. Y'all bitch ass motherfuckers got me out here saying shit all day long, y'all motherfuckers. Can't touch me with a 10-foot pole. And you know I ain't trying to cross the street every time I talk shit. And every time I don't know how real the world is, I keeps ups, okay? I ain't fucking with these hoes. We own it. And I ain't playing games, nigga. I come back to Wichita for a reason. Not because ain't nobody left in the United States, nigga. Okay? All of a sudden, this was just, cool for me. So that little assassin out there lurking around, looking like he fitting to be a tall-ass crackhead Tasmanian devil death grip for a trophy retard so he could double his social security money to feed me maggots and shit and call me a faggot and jerk my little penis off and people think they ain't gonna snitch, bitch. You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting that Jeep Cherokee, nigga. You ain't getting that Tesla, nigga. I don't know you. I ain't married to a motherfucker, bitch. This is my dog right here. We ain't married. We don't fuck with people. I don't want a white dude. You white dudes ain't worth sitting in a Range Rover with, bitch. Y'all whack boys, nigga. On God, nigga. This is Wichita, Kansas, nigga. This ain't West Hollywood, nigga. This ain't Atlanta, nigga. This ain't Texas, nigga. This ain't Des Moines, nigga. This ain't Detroit, bitch. This ain't Florida, hoe. And this ain't New York, motherfucker. Okay, and I said what I had to say. Cause them motherfuckers ain't erasing my shit. And I don't be putting my shit on no pogo ant, nigga. I don't do any of that. So while they out there thinking revs can't snitch what a Range Rover is, bitch, best believe that they think that Range Rover's out here rescuing people who made one-time mistakes. Bitch, that's a little scare tactic, you hoes. That's a motherfucking scare tactic. Because that shit puts up with motherfuckers and terrorists, okay? And best believe I've been telling more people, more online people, more written on the back of my car all over the U.S. And that shit could have been in Russia then, Sweden then, Austria, and all that shit, nigga. So, and I'm still right here. So you ain't gonna pretend like I can't snitch a rib. That's, yeah. Because, there probably ain't even two sides of the story to that shit. Nigga, and best believe I drove out of Florida with a Range Rover in the right lane. And you know, I really was suave, and then all of a sudden, I said, screw it, got in the left lane and had to speed up, and that was the end of that. They just didn't know I was never coming back. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. You know, motherfuckers gonna act guilty. You know, y'all started something, you ain't gonna finish it, okay, ho? Because I don't need to drive, bitch. I'm 38 years old, bitch. I'd rather be in the studio recording my music. Okay, I don't have to drive, nigga. And if I get a Tesla, bitch, I don't have to work to pay that bitch off. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Cause these hoes ain't fucking with me. I'm gonna get that RV camper. We gonna do our thing, okay? And then Minnie probably got 8 more years on her or more. I should put a limit. And by that point, I'll be 46, 48. And I bet you that I ain't gonna be any richer or any poorer. Just to stay out of prison, because I have no fucking business being in prison gay. So now everything that is happening on November 8th, Saturday 2025, they're using all of the linking the idiosyncrasies to try to turn me into a retard. I think it threatens the uneducated people to think that the grand design is just the way the world works. But no, you gotta kind of stand up to these super terrorists. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just being little old gay me here with my miniature Doberman Pinscher. Mhm. Right, you with me, healthy as ever, and yeah, like I'm still thinking about never working for Uber again. Don't need to own a car because all they're gonna do is try to fleet up against people, and it's their word against mine, and I would not end up in prison for the rest of my life. So that prison food is gross to fuck, and more gross to fuck than regular food that gays eat. So that's the moral of the story. They're just gonna juke the law, outrage them, and try to choose prison or heart spring for the victims. And yeah, my stepfather had a loss on his side of the family, stepdad. And I just think that I wasn't supposed to go to Dollar Tree or anything because my mom's nicknames is Knee and Tree. So I didn't want to go to Dollar Tree to feed that Arizona juice addiction that I wanted because it is better than like the Arizona watermelon flavor and all that stuff. I think it was like the flavor of the like red, white, and blue lolly or icicle pop or whatever. So it's just better than soda. I hate soda. So juice and candy I can still eat or whatever. Soda, that'll just make me pee like a racehorse and be tired by 8 at night. So yeah, just trying to dodge all the ribs, throwing shocks at my tent to Minnie, and I don't think it affects people at all, so I absorb it for her. I just try to lean in the direction. So I think these super terrorists just kind of work off of heat sensors like scopes or whatever, like, and or they're everything is just using everything as a way to convince them, and I'm just working my way, not letting them find non-magical reasons to acknowledge me or notice or learn anything that would work against me. So I am the one and only Josh Charlton Cornelius Mara. Musician name is Cornell J. I ain't afraid of nothing. We are Wichita, Kansas. I'm from South Carolina. Okay? And I'm done with California as of, I think, 2 years ago. Okay, that Chevy Malibu when my Equinox got stolen. I think I had that rental into like May or something. So by May or June, I was in the Chevy Bolt EUV from Avis, Atlanta, driving for Uber. I had that for 2 weeks. And then it was like the Trailblazer, and that wasn't the Uber rental at the time. And then the car after that was a Toyota Corolla. Then I didn't rent a car from Hertz until the last one was a 2025 Kia K4. And 2 videos ago, that's a 9-hour video. Check it out. I kind of flopped going to Florida, and I knew I was going to. Y'all, I just wanted to scope the place. Be like, is this what I'm going to want? Can I just let it be, once I get there and stay, and then I was like, nah, and shit, I had enough gas to get back home, and now the food stamps took a couple of days extra. And so I'm gonna play these games, earn money for toiletries and stuff, like hygiene, wet wipes, and I could drop my trash off at my mom's. And once my next deposit comes, there's gonna be a $200 big old blow up tent. This one allows room for a furnace, and hopefully that thing is small. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a tent like this inside of that one, because that one's a big living room, right? You can put carpet and everything in there, right? It's gonna be my mom's backyard. There's gonna be nothing de-wising me in order, because I'm not gonna get many hurt. So we're gonna have a little tent in that bigger tent, and it's gonna be all gravy. That is definitely a waterproof tent. And it's gonna be on, y'all. We go save up that money, and I'm gonna like maybe juke the Illuminati and put my money into an RV camper and just try to have nothing for the Illuminati to steal from me and Minnie. So I'm like, I know they want to try to put me in a hospital. They want to black me out. They want to turn me into a retard. They want to separate me from my miniature Doberman Pinscher. They want to murder my family. They want to kill every witness in the world that knew I was never always a retard. And that's where I want to leave this video.